keep your house clear of clutter so you can get out, and also so the fire department can get in easily and help you. If you don't pick up and you allow a lot of clutter to accumulate, you're increasing your fire danger, your risk of falling, and you're quite possibly can be creating unsanitary conditions, which will lead to an increase in medical issues and decrease your mobility. All right, what can your fire department do for you? We provide, like I said earlier, free installation of smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, assistance if you need to develop a fire safety plan. We can assist you in obtaining a lockbox, and how that works is there's a key box on each fire vehicle, and the firefighters have a key that gets in the box on the vehicle, and in that box on the vehicle there's another key which opens all the boxes in town. So it's not like every firefighter is walking around with a key to your home. It's a locked box in the fire vehicle that we only use when we need to. And it's great. I mean, we've used it for a number of elders, a number of times, that they fall, they can't get to the door. Well, it's great. We can just unlock the door. We don't have to break anything to get in. And you don't have to, create an unsafe situation by leaving your door open because you're worried about us getting in. We can assist you with getting a lifeline, house numbering. If you have a question or problem, don't hesitate to call. We're staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And the only thing we ever ask in return is to go to town meeting. We have issues come up from time to time and give us the support. A lot of people bake cookies and that's great, but sometimes we just need support at town meeting and just to pass the word out there that you're getting a good service from your fire department. We're all struggling with budgets, and it's nice when they leave us alone at budget time because we're providing a good service. Coming soon, we're going to be able to provide advanced life support services on our ambulance in town. And that's going to be a great thing because, if anybody that's used the service now, we have a third service, Action Ambulance, come in and kind of help us. And this way we're going to have the advanced life support services right in the firehouse. We're going to start just providing it during the day initially, and we'll be able to get advanced life support to you a lot quicker. And your own firefighters will be providing it rather than somebody that you're not familiar with. So that'll be a good thing coming soon that we're going to be able to provide. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
I get it from everybody else, but I read that find out from you because you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing. Now we have an air conditioner at home, and we have one the machine is outside. In the winter time when it gets cold, there's ice because I think a year ago there was a lot of ice on it. The guy had to chop a lot of it. Is it all right to get a cover and cover that over for the winter time instead of putting a board or a cover with it?
Yep. Yeah, they sell covers. I have one for my own.
Yeah, so it's all right to put that cover on.
Yep. The question was, should he cover his outside air conditioner condenser? And yeah, that's absolutely.
Don't put it all the way to the ground though. You have to leave it.
Yeah.
You have to get it.
Usually, they're a little short. Yeah, so the condensation doesn't build up.
Leave about this much from the bottom.
Yeah. Usually if you go, there's a place in Stoneham, I forget the name of it, but I bought mine there, and they have it sized properly for the unit. You just tell them what your model number is and what kind of unit you have. So,
Okay, thank you.
anybody else?
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to inform people that in the winter, you spoke about the snow. I recently attended a senior function and it was talked up to the weather, and a lady said what a difficult time she had last winter shoveling her path out to her house. And I suggested that all the schools, not the high school, the churches, have youth groups that need community points.
Yes.
And that you could call any of those facilities and they would send, and the same thing applies to North Reading. The Interact Club at the high school do community services. The youth ministry and all the churches do it. So there's no need for a senior to go out shovel their own car.
Right, that's a good point. There's a lot of youth organizations in town, and I think the schools provide some services, community services for the youth, that they get points for classes, or they just provide it because they belong to the group. Anybody else? All right, I'm going to kind of pack up my computer because the rest of the presentation is going to be kind of a demonstration on the defib that you guys got, the defibrillator. So I'll just take about 5 minutes and I'll pack everything up.
And I just want to remind people also, I found this out the hard way. You have your cell phone, you call 911. 911 goes into the state police barracks, does not go to our local fire department or our police department. So the first thing you want to say when you call 911 on your cell phone number is to let people know, I want to get in touch with the North Reading Fire Department and North Reading Police Department. And if it's probably an emergency medical, you're probably better off saying North Reading Fire Department, and you're cutting a few seconds off your call by going directly to North Reading Fire Department. But it doesn't necessarily mean when you call 911, they know where you're calling from. I had an incident where I saw a woman fall at the Piccadilly Pub, and I called and said she fell at Piccadilly Pub, and someone said, well, which Piccadilly Pub? And that's how I found out that you specifically have to ask, you tell the first responders that you're talking about North Reading. So,
The home phone goes directly to these guys?
home phone will go directly to, your home phone will go directly to, it goes
Police
actually
station.
into the police station, and they transfer whatever type of emergency it is over to the fire department if necessary, but your cell phone does not necessarily do that. So the first thing you want to say is North Reading, and follow that through. Barry's going to close out for a few seconds, and he's going to set up all the equipment, and you can see how this works. So thank you very much, and we'll be back in a few seconds with that.
Now, somebody asked me a question at the break about extinguishing a fire with a fire extinguisher. If you have a fire and you choose to try and use a fire extinguisher, the number one priority is to call the fire department first. Because you don't want to get into trying to put a fire out with a fire extinguisher and then realize the fire's getting worse, I'm not doing it, and now I'm being overcome by smoke, and we know nothing about it across, at the fire station. We're not on the way. You get us on the way. If you feel like you want to try to put the fire out, it's a judgment call if it's small enough. We have the multi-purpose fire extinguisher that they sell at Walmart and Home Depot. It's called an ABC extinguisher. It'll put out all 3 classes of fire, whether it's paper, flammable liquids, or electrical. And the instructions are right on the faceplate of the extinguisher. All of them have pins. You have to pull the pin, squeeze the handle, aim at the base of the fire, and sweep back and forth. So what they teach us is the word pass. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. So remember that word pass. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. But the number one priority is to call the fire department. And trying to put a fire out, I would only try to put out a small fire by myself. And make sure you have a way out. So if things aren't going well, you can still get out. Probably the safest thing to do for a lot of you is just to wait for the fire department to get to you. You got to call us first. This Life Pack defibrillator was donated to the senior center. It's stored in the cabinet there, over in the kitchen area. The cabinet, Mary tells me, is going to remain unlocked. And we would use a defibrillator for what we call a sudden cardiac arrest. Somebody collapses, they don't appear to be breathing. Do a pulse check. Put your fingers right here. And check for a pulse. If you don't feel a pulse, they're turning blue, they're not breathing. Apply the defibrillator. This defibrillator is an automatic machine. I'll show you how the pads hook up. Basically, you turn it on, and it's going to analyze to see if the heart's in a rhythm, a shockable rhythm. And you're going to be able to deliver a shock. Right, this is for a sudden cardiac arrest. If somebody was having a stroke, it could lead to a cardiac arrest. So the machine will tell you. But you apply that machine if the person's not responding, they don't appear to be breathing, they could be struggling to breathe. It's going to analyze the heart rhythm. So the machine's going to do the work for you. So you don't have to worry about, am I doing the wrong thing here? And it's not going to allow you to shock if the heart's not in that rhythm. There's two rhythms that this machine work on. One is called ventricular tachycardia, and the other one is called ventricular fibrillation. Kind of a mouthful. The machine will work on those two rhythms. And what they found in research and studies is when someone suffers a sudden cardiac arrest, the chances of getting them in that shockable rhythm to get them out of it decrease as time goes on. So that's why they're really preaching early defibrillation, and they've designed defibrillators to go in public buildings so that really somebody with little or no training can use it. This is your unit. This is a trainer unit. So this one's a little bit different, but the application is kind of pretty close to the same. So I'll go over this one a little bit, and then we'll actually try this one. We'll put the pads on the patient. We're not going to actually deliver a shock as a trainer, but we'll show you how it works. So with this one, it's got a button here. It says on and off. Just press the button, and the cover opens up.
Call for help now.
So the first thing it tells you is to call for
Remove all
help.
clothing from patient's chest.
Remove all clothing from patient's chest. So you want to bare the chest. And then, if everybody sees
Pull red handle to
the
open
red
bag.
handle, I'm not going to open the pads because they go bad if you open them. So pull the
Look
red
at
handle.
pictures on pad.
There's your pictures.
Peel one pad off blue plastic. Apply pad to bare skin, exactly as shown in the picture.
Everybody,
Press
there's a picture
pad
here,
firmly.
and there's a picture here. Everybody
Peel
can see
other
it.
pad off blue plastic. Apply pad to bare skin, exactly as shown in the picture. Press pad firmly. Remove all clothing from patient's chest.
This is going to repeat until you do it. So you want to bare the chest. Sometimes the pads don't stick well if it's a male and they have a hairy chest. So what I'll do is I'll get Mary we keep in our units at the firehouse is a little razor. So if you need it, be, you could shave the person. So bare the chest. If you need to shave the person, shave the person. So I'm going to demonstrate with this trainer what that unit just told you to do. Basically, as soon as that cover went up, it told us to call 911. That's the most important thing. So now if we pulled that red handle, the pads would come out. So this pad is showing us where to put it. And this pad's showing us where to put it. So the stickers stick here, just like it is in the thing. And here. So it's going to keep telling you, bare the chest, put the electrodes onto the stickers, make sure, press them down. I'm not going to, these are just trainers, so I'm not going to ruin the stickers. You're already going to have the unit on, but I'm turning this unit on now.
Connect electrodes.
So it's telling you to connect electrodes, just like that is. It's telling you exactly what to do. You put them on, and that machine is automatically going to analyze the heart rhythm.
Connect electrodes.
This one, I would have to press analyze.
Connect electrodes.
So once the electrodes are connected, The machine's gonna tell you exactly what to do. And if you have to deliver shock, it's gonna tell you to